Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Blu-ray edition of A League of Their Own. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will put a link for that in the description. A League of Their Own is here on 4K Blu-ray. Now this is part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1 4K set that was recently released. It is the only way you can get the 4K edition as a physical copy. No single release has been announced yet, but I expect that to change in the future. So as of right now, this is part of the collection, so we're going to review this one separately. And as far as the movie itself goes, I've always been a big fan of it. I've always liked period pieces, as you know, like going back into World War II, and of course baseball is a big topic for that time. So I really enjoy this movie. I mean, Tom Hanks is wonderful, Madonna, Lori Petty, Gina Davis, all very good in this. Like I really don't expect, or I don't see a weak link in this entire cast. It's a good movie. It's heartfelt, and it tells a great story. It's absolutely worth checking out. Blu-ray edition's been out for a number of years, but very excited to talk about the 4K picture quality and the audio. But before we do that, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have A League of Their Own, part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1, and the slipcover. There we go. And then we have the back and the spine. And then interior artwork is different. It's pretty much the artwork that was previously featured on other releases. And then the back. And then interior, just a little bit of artwork on the Blu-ray and the 4K. Looks good. Nice presentation. Alright, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. A League of Their Own is a native 4K because it was shot on film and then rendered over here onto the disc. Also supports HDR10. Now, that being said, this is a very filmic looking movie. It actually retains a nice appropriate levels of film grain, and it really looks great. It absolutely is a fantastic presentation just in that regard. And for the movie itself, you know, during the time period, has like a little bit of a tone and look to it. It is further enhanced over on 4K side of things. I always thought the Blu-ray looked good. Nothing spectacular, but it looked really good. It looked very presentable, but I think the 4K HDR really adds another element to it, and it raises the bar significantly. Color especially is absolutely phenomenally represented here. I think it's probably the strongest aspect of this particular release. Everything from the grassy fields of the baseball stadiums to the uniforms, and just the sky color of makeup and the hair, it all is rendered really nicely here in a nice natural way, but it pops. It really does pop off the screen, and it looks phenomenal. Level of detail is also great here. Once again, the uniforms, just the muddy, dirty texture can be noticeably seen, and just everything, you know, the up-close shots really are nicely utilized here. Very well done. Black levels also are very inky blacks. They look great. Nighttime scenes, indoor interiors, they're all well represented, and they look phenomenal. I think overall it's a very beautiful looking picture. HDR10 really brings out everything from color level, detail, blacks. They all look phenomenal here, and it's just a good overall picture on 4K. A League of Their Own on 4K supports a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, and it is a pretty well rendered audio presentation. It sounds great. Everything you can expect. Now, this isn't an action heavy mix, so, you know, there isn't explosions or anything to that degree. It's very atmospheric. Everything, you know, as you can expect from the baseball games are the highlights. It sounds great. You know, you get the crowds just fill you, like surround you completely. The crack of a bat off on your left corner, for instance, sound really well realized, and they come clear out of that speaker. And just the overhead announcements, you know, that the PA system, when it speaks, you get that overhead usage, and so there's some discrete activity on those speakers as well. A little bit of aggression on the LFE, you know, involving, like, let's say the train and so forth. It's not overabundant, but it's present, but it's just not going to be overly solid in that arena. But the center channel with dialogue is very well realized, comes through clean and clear. The front channels sound great. A lot of the action is handled up that way, and just, you know, it's a good use. Mid-levels and rears, I think, are pretty much the star of the show, in my opinion. If the general soundtrack sounds great, you know, everything from music to, once again, like, you know, the stadium noise, it's all realized in those mid and rear speakers, and it sounds fantastic. And once again, the overhead speakers utilize a couple discrete activity, you know, mostly from the audio announcements and a few crowd areas. They really sound good. This is a good presentation. The movie has never sounded better, and it's absolutely worth checking out for the audio presentation alone. For the picture quality of A League of Their Own, I'm going to go ahead and give the 4K edition an A+. It's a beautiful looking picture. Grain is retained very nicely. It's consistent throughout the film. Color levels, black levels, detail, it all shines here. This film has never looked better, and it puts you into that period of, you know, 40s baseball, and it really just, those colors just pop, and they look great on the screen. For the audio presentation of A League of Their Own on 4K, I'm going to go ahead and give the Dolby Atmos a solid A. It's a very good atmospheric overall experience as far as the movie goes. It puts you right into that time period, and just the baseball games alone, I think, are worth the price of admission, no pun intended. It really has a lot to offer as far as an audio Dolby Atmos. Is it the most aggressive track you've ever heard? No, but for the type of movie it is, it's a fantastic presentation and definitely should be recommended on that alone. So that is my review of A League of Their Own on 4K for part of the Columbia Classics collection. Let me know in the comments below if you picked it up and what your thoughts of the movie are. So in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'll put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.